Hi, I'm Ted Clancy, and this is Eye on WP. Hi, and welcome to this special edition of Eye on WP, commemorating our 150th year. Our presentation isn't historical. We'll leave that to the historians. But rather it's a time capsule, or a slice, through the 150th year, exploring some of the thoughts, feelings, and attitudes existing on the campus today. We all have anniversaries in our lives, and institutions are no different. Institutions, like people, celebrate anniversaries in many different ways. Some throw parties, some renew commitments, some make speeches. Institutions love to do that. Anniversaries imply relationships. Is that any different for institutions? Institutions have relationships with students, with the region, the nation, and the world. In this edition of Eye on WP, we'll meet several people in the Willie Pat family and ask them what the 150th means to them, and what the idea of a university means to them, and what they feel their relationship is to this thing we call a university. My discussions were with a cross-section of the William Paterson family, and I started from a philosophical perspective when I spoke with some of my longtime colleagues and friends. Conceptually, intellectually, and I think even spiritually, to you, what is an institution of higher learning, a university?
A university is a place of freedom. A place of freedom to learn, to question, to speak, to learn how to think, and to learn how to challenge ideas.
It's a place to learn to think. It's a place to think. It's a place that you can toss ideas around. Get them out of your head and into someone else's and have them reflected back to you. That's what I think of when I think of a university. And if you think university versus some other type of school, university allows you to have all different types of ideas because it has all the different schools and all the different disciplines in it.
A university, I believe, is the place where people gather and they're there to learn. And it's a group of people that are from different places and different backgrounds. And the beauty is that they all have one purpose, to learn.
I guess for me, more opportunity.
Okay.
Because without being accepted into the EOF program in the summer of 2000, I probably wouldn't have had much option to actually come to a university to get a higher level of education.
Well, it's the opportunity for you to have your personal growth, become somebody in society and be positive in the society. Commit yourself to do something positive for you, your family, and the people surround you.
It's a collection of all of those things that you mentioned. It is a place of opportunity. Students come to us looking to find new skills, to hone their talents, and to sharpen their ability to meet the world of work and responsible citizenship. And we are a community of learners and scholars dedicated to the success of those individuals who come to study here.
Clearly, we can see that a university can be defined in many different ways, but certainly William Paterson must have unique qualities. Let's hear what our colleagues had to say about some of William Paterson's distinct characteristics.
William Paterson really represents a community where you can feel as if it's family, that there is a closeness, there is, you can walk along the campus and see people who are like you and people who are not like you, and there's a genuine respect among them.
I like it here because it's diverse. There's a lot of different people, different cultures.
I don't know, William Paterson is cheaper than most schools. Okay. That's the main thing that I can think of. In the jazz program, it's great because it's attracted a lot of really great talent, basically. And there's a lot of great professors.
William Paterson is a small university compared to the big research institutions, and therefore you guys can help me here, you can be a big fish
in a small pond.
You see. And in that situation, it makes a lot of sense, as you can see from the progress in the 4 years that I've been here, that we've continued to make in terms of research and teaching students and service to the community, that is being recognized nationally, locally here, and internationally. So this is very exciting for us. This is very exciting for me in particular in terms of this new vision and this new energy that we bring to the system.
Although the institution's identity seems to be constantly changing, I suspect that there may be some transcendent elements, concepts, or themes that remain constant throughout all of this evolution. Let's hear what my guests had to say about that.
There have been substantial changes in 150 years. We went from a student body that was largely, in the normal school, women teachers. We went from a high school body of students who were given a rudimentary education. But I think what has changed is technology has changed, times have changed, but student interest in many of the fields remain the same. And that is the desire on the part of individuals to improve themselves through education and to enhance their lives through knowledge. And I don't think that's changed.
When we were in school, back in 1955, our graduating class was about 105 students. Wow. And we had no place to graduate, so we went to Hawthorne High School and used their facilities.
The new field that we have, baseball field, the new football field, and all these new buildings coming up, I mean, we're moving forward.
What has remained the same is the education, is keeping the spirit alive to continue to educate the community.
Faculty are interested, students are interested in an education for various reasons. I mean, everybody comes here for a different reason. But you still get that sense that there's a dedication and that there's an openness to the institution.
Well, now, from what I got from it, the business department is now accredited, and I'm a business management major, so that's really good. It looks good on resumes, and it'll be, I'm hoping, a lot easier to be able to find a job when I graduate and continue.
In this building is the Small Business Development Center, has an office. But they also have their main office in Paterson. And it's associated with the College of Business, but they do their work in Paterson, building small businesses within Paterson. So the connection is there on a very gut level. I mean, I think about the one room training people to be teachers, or that you hear 150 years ago, and now I think of the storefront in Paterson training people to start their own businesses. And I say, there's a similarity there. There's still that connection, a real gut connection with the people.
What I'd like to do during the course of the year is to think back and wonder what it would have been like sitting around the table and planning an institution like ours. They certainly could not have had any idea about the size of the institution, its location, etc. And they probably looked only to a single purpose. But the institution has evolved. It continues to prepare teachers. It continues to serve the surrounding communities. But it has gone further to describe its community as the state of New Jersey. This past year has been a wonderful year to look to. We just started a program in professional sales. We think it's the first professional sales program in the world, and it was through the generosity of Russ Berry that we established the program and established a laboratory.
This is one of the most exciting days of my life. It really is on a dream come true. Do you know, in business, you don't have a business until you sell something. If you don't have a person out there selling in a professional manner, you don't have a business.
Again, not very unlike what we did 150 years ago. We have a strong program in nursing, we have a strong program in jazz studies and music. We've created a number of strong programs that we think are in high demand and are of high quality.
Our discussions so far have looked at the larger picture. Let's zoom in on some of these people who make up the Willie Pat family and hear how they feel they fit into the bigger picture.
How do you view your relationship to this whole work in progress?
Right now, with my position as a head equipment manager, not only I deal with the student body in general, but I also deal like for 450 athletes. And I take that very seriously because it's a way for me to make myself available to them and help them either way they can with the classes and guide them to the right path while they're studying here at William Paterson University.
I hope, I am, and what I would like is I would like to be sort of an advisor. I don't mean an academic advisor in the traditional sense. I just mean somebody who can say to a student, individually or in groups, listen, here's the stuff that I think you need, and here's some stuff that you might be interested in, and these things are going to help you, I think. These are the things that are going to give you a chance to make a difference.
I came from Turkey years ago, and my advisor in Turkey told me, oh, it's so hard to do a master's work in the United States. Look, I finished my doctorate program, and I'm a college professor. I just can't believe. So this, looking back into my own life, this university puts me into a lot of progress in my own life, and that enthusiasm and that excitement in my own life really carries into my classroom.
I'm a facilitator. I facilitate the faculty to be able to have an idea and build upon that idea to create a program and to bring people together. And I see things happen, and that's beautiful at the end. And every time that happens in a conference, in a summer camp, I get a real joy out of it, that I was able to put those two groups, different groups together.
People say technology is impersonal, right? That technology takes people away from people. It can, it certainly can, but it can also bring people together. And I think that's what instructional technology can and should be doing. And as technologists, that's our role, is to bring technology to the faculty and students in such a way as to promote that synergy.
I think each of us tries to do something to add to the strength and quality of the institution and to do something that outlasts us. And as president, I have the privilege of dabbling in a number of areas. I say I'm still into my edifice complex, and we're completing 2 new dormitories, which the increased residence life on the campus, both in terms of places to stop, things to do. This is a very vibrant campus, and I hope I've contributed to that.
We've heard about how people relate to the university community. Now let's hear about what they're the most proud of.
You've been here for a little while. What do you feel your most memorable contribution has been?
I think I'm giving it to students a passion for learning, because I always tell the students, you cannot learn everything here. You just learn how to learn.
The contribution that I feel that is one of my most memorable has been the summer camps. To work with the faculty and to build summer camps, summer programs, summer workshops for high school students, and now for the first time elementary and middle school. And now we have a range of different age group here walking around, like little pre-college students walking around, and giving the opportunity for them to be part of the university setting, I think is wonderful.
First and foremost, students. That's what I do best. I've done my research. I've worked on all the committees and all those kinds of things, but I enjoy being in a classroom with my students. That's what I do best, I think, and that's what I've always enjoyed the most. That's my major contribution. I've done a lot of other things, we all have, but that's mine.
Being a member of the cross country and the track team for 4 years, I feel like I gave my part back with school spirit. It was a lot of fun.
I have an open door policy to my kids, not only to my athletes, but also to the general student body. As you know, I don't know if you know this, but I also finished my degree here at William Paterson University in 2003 as a Spanish major. Yes, and a lot of the kids, especially athletes, they need help with the Spanish, and I'm more than happy to help them out. So one of my, I can't remember his name, but was a trainer. He wasn't doing too good until he would start coming to see me, and he ended up with a B+. So I take pride of that I helped somebody.
You know, one of the things that I started several years ago was taking students to developing countries with the idea of producing documentaries.
Sorry, I forgot that was you, the Gambia project was.
The Gambia and South America, China, anyway, several places. And that has been, for me, inspiring, and for the students, I think, really great, because many of our students are not well traveled. One student who went on the trip to China had never been on an airplane before. So those kinds of experiences are great for our students, and certainly I think those experiences help them in the years that come afterward. And for me, it's almost like watching your own children, watching these kids do what they do in a foreign land for the first time, and after being scared, getting to the point where they actually feel at home, feel like they can operate and have friends and so on. So that's for me been a really important experience here.
Well, I was hired 10 years ago to start the Student Technology Consulting Program. I've been to recent conferences where different student technology consulting programs have been presented from all around the country. And I'll tell you, they didn't exist 10 years ago. The vision that we had 10 years ago was new for the time. And the student technology consultants have made a great impact on the school. And I'm proud of having done that. And I'm proud of the fact that we were in the first tier of schools to have done anything like that. And that when I can go to a conference like the one I was just at, where there's a school in Oregon, another school in New Jersey, a school in Texas, all promoting similar programs to the one that I created 10 years ago, makes me proud.
We're very excited and happy that there's an association in the United States called CORE, the Curriculum on Undergraduate Institutions. This society gets together and select competitively research from undergraduate institutions in America. And they choose about 50 to 60 students to showcase undergraduate research before the Congress. Our students from William Paterson University were competitively selected, and we're not the big school. So that was very humbling for us and very exciting for us that we were selected to represent New Jersey and present student research before the Congress of the United States.
I think right now, and I guess I'm just reacting to the most recent past, the Directors Council, they have skills and talents to bring. They are diverse in terms of any kind of demographic and from their perspectives. And they have come together over the past 4 or 5 years and worked toward professional development, toward improving communication, and most importantly, toward improving services to students. And my interactions with them and my participation in that has been very proudful for me.
Each of us could think of those kinds of things that we've provided to the community. You certainly could have a long list of contributions. You have a wonderful either first career or second career as a musician. A lot of us bring to the university special attributes and special talents, and hopefully whatever my talents were, they've been constructive over these past 20 years in my presidency to coalesce the strengths of faculty and staff and build a stronger university.
Let's get even more personal. It's evident that the careers of many people at William Paterson are more than just jobs. They identify with the university and its mission on a much deeper level. If you had to pick a place on campus to take a moment to celebrate or reflect on the idea of the 150th anniversary, where would that be?
Probably would go sit outside of Hobart Manor.
The Manor.
Hobart Manor, right.
I would choose Hobart Manor.
I think I'd go to the library.
The library has the history, it has whatever you can develop for the future. It's a reflective place. You can meet in some of the rooms and talk, and it's just, I think it would be the library for me.
If I want to go back and reflect, I think the library is the center of this knowledge and connectedness.
Most likely the track.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I spent a lot of time there, a lot of memories, making friends, coming and going throughout the year.
There's a place right between Robbinger and the gym. Kiara and I, my wife, and I, when we were first getting to know each other, one night sat there and for a long time and just like, probably till like 4 in the morning, and just like hung out, and it was really amazing.
Yeah, when I think about William Paterson being 150 years old, I think about what it was like 150 years ago. And so for that reason, I think I would most like to go to one of these places that is on the campus, but it's still wild.
Right, the High Mountain Reserve, there's all
Yeah,
sorts of places.
exactly. And there are places, sure there are places.
Buttermilk
like that.
Falls is really nice.
Yeah.
Just to
Right.
No, it would probably be wherever the music is playing. Yeah, wherever there's jazz, maybe a big band, a jazz band playing, or jazz orchestra, playing a Thad Jones arrangement of something. Maybe A Child Is Born, maybe something else, but something. Because that's what the school means to me.
We've looked at the big picture and we've looked at the personal, but there's one thing that transcends it all. We're all unified in our dedication to one major goal. Student success is one of our mantras here at the university. Can you think of a particular student or maybe a group of students that you've been involved with who have been exceptionally inspired by you, or maybe someone who's inspired you?
Yes, I do have a student that comes to mind. Her name is Jamie Rodriguez. She was my student assistant about 3 years ago, for 2 years. And she reminds me of myself, because William Paterson gave me a chance to get an education. And I saw her and I saw myself in her, because she just needed a chance to work in a professional setting. And I was able to do that at the time, and also help her with all the things that she needed in her personal life. So I think by doing that, it increased her chances to be able to be successful and graduate and now be a professional and working actually at William Paterson.
Frank Pavesi comes to mind, the professor, yeah, pianist.
Yes.
Yeah. I never actually took any formal classes with him, but he gave me informal lessons on the side, and he's just really great, really knowledgeable guy, and I picked his brain about everything, and he showed me a lot about music, yeah.
I have one kid that he inspired me, and I'm very proud of him. He was one of my student assistants. His name was Gene Gallion. Okay, he was with me since he started working here. He started as a baseball player, but then he decided to work with me as equipment manager. Mm-hmm. And Jim walked through me. I mean, we help each other. He helped me with equipment stuff, and I help him with his classes and pushing him, go to class. Right. And finally he graduated. He just graduated. He had an internship with the Jaguars, the professional football team. Right now he's the part of the equipment staff for the New York Jets. Hopefully I get a ticket.
Ooh, yeah.
So he's working with the New York Jets, and that kid, I'm very proud of him.
But a group of students have inspired me more, and that is students who come in with what we call at-risk skills, who are not quite ready for college, not quite sure why they're here, but to see them succeed and to graduate and come back holding their diploma is inspiring for me. And I think that's the reason we're all here, so that we can get those students who, ordinarily might not have come, or where people have said they shouldn't be here, You know, it's that student where the value added of a college education is really what makes you know why you're here.
I definitely, Stephen Betts. He's not only my advisor, but I had him for a business class. And I really admire him. I look up to him. Yeah, I appreciate all the help he's given me throughout the years. So.
There is a culture among the students, which is above and beyond anything that the faculty can do. For example, I'm the advisor for the Society for Human Resource Management student chapter. The students drove forming the chapter. In 2 years, they went from having no chapter at all to being a nationally recognized chapter, a superior merit chapter, driven completely by students. And I mean, that's an exceptional achievement. But my main point is that it was student driven, and this is part of the culture. And it's an exceptional achievement, but it's not that surprising that they would do that, because that's the kind of students we have here.
We hope you've enjoyed our commemorative edition of Eye on WP. Eye on WP is an ongoing IRT production that shines a spotlight on some of the exciting programs here at William Paterson University. The broadcast production and support team enjoyed creating it, and we're proud to be part of William Paterson in its 150th year. Happy anniversary, William Paterson, and best wishes for the next 150 years.
Happy anniversary, William Paterson University.
Happy 150th.
Happy anniversary, William Paterson.
Feliz aniversario, William Paterson University.
Happy anniversary, William Paterson University.
William Paterson, happy 150th anniversary to you.
William Paterson, 150. yılın kutlu olsun.
William Paterson University, congratulations on the first 1.5 centuries.
Happy 150th anniversary, William Paterson University.
You've come a long way in this past 150 years. And, I wish I could be around in 150 years to see what you're like then.
William Paterson, felicidades en tu 150 años de aniversario. Love you.